See, I'm right back. Didn't even get up. Okay. Another thing too was, so my daughters, I think most of them, I have 4. I think most of them have watched Handmaid's Tale. Oh, God, I hate those high-pitched frequencies. Oh, hurts your ear. That they all watch Handmaid's Tale. Hold on, I want to tell you something about this. There you go. Hurry, please. Okay, so they watch Handmaid's Tale. I think I watched like the first season. And then I was like, no freaking way am I watching this. This is like it wants to, it is like it wants to direct your energy into what to expect. And this is like how I feel like that people are not seeing it on this level. And so, when you're watching it, you know, it's all about the stuff that the government does and stuff, and women become sterile, and there's only like a couple that can have babies. They get taken in as slaves by the rich, you know. Okay, that's a stretch. Like that hasn't already happened. And then they're, you know, they're giving these currently to do just that, so that it's causing people to be sterile. And so when I'm saying like, you know, I can't watch that because it wants to it's trying to direct your energy into that creation. And not only that, it messes with your mind, because when you watch it, then it gives that this illusion, like it gives it legs, you know, it gives it energy, and it makes it become acceptable to you as at the same time creating it. And, you know, that's kind of like, I think about how like people don't really understand how we're being manipulated, you know, that we are a part of our own negativity, you know. And so anyways, so they watch it and then they think like that, you know, this is what the world's going to be like. And then when the world starts becoming like that, they're more willing to accept it. And it is weird too, is because like, you know, you have these people writing books, and, you know, a lot of them, who knows how many of them, you know, go into meditation to get their information. But there's definitely people who are bringing messages in from, you know, the communication outside of us. But so many people have no awareness that there's communication, that they think they're just, their brain's just coming up with these thoughts. So when it's this communication coming in and they're telling you like, oh, this could happen, you know, you guys need to wake up. So this woman writes the book of what these messages is that's coming in, and she may not understand it fully, but it's just showing her like, you know, women becoming in religion and being enslaved and war and all this stuff, right? And then writing it out in a book, her translation of what her visions of what she's getting, or her thoughts. But so then she writes this book. Well, then we have the controllers, the people behind the curtain who are controlling, who are hoarding all the money and keeping us all, you know, feeling hopeless and helpless. But they offer us drugs, you know, they've got drugs, guns, alcohol, they got all that stuff for us. But we need to just work and give them all our money so that they can, you know, buy a bunch of houses and sit around big tables making fun of us, eating our babies and stuff like that, you know. But so the people who are the controllers, they've got tentacles, they've got branches out in every area of our life. So, you know, the movies and definitely all sorts of all communication with us and between us is all being manipulated by them. And, that's their way of controlling us. And they lost control on parts of the internet because people were able to connect. So they tried to use it for just their ulterior motives, but this is the swinging back of the pendulum. This is the changeover. It had a good side too, that it helped people connect and help people, just like in 2020, I connected with so many other conspiracy theorists, because if you said there was aliens and the government said there was no aliens, you're considered a conspiracy theorist. So I've been one for my whole life. And, but we started all connecting with one another and hearing one another's stories and stuff. And it makes the stories so much bigger and broader. And that's why I've been saying all along is if you want the whole story, go in and talk to people that you wouldn't necessarily ever talk to. Because I definitely talked to people I would have never talked to. People that the government or mainstream media, programming, all of it has been telling me that these people are bad, keep away from these people, they're racist, they're this or that. And then, you start talking to them and it's like, oh my God, these people are nothing like what they've been telling me. These people are kind, nice people. And, it just helps you start seeing more through the illusion and more through the illusion. When you broaden out, they want to keep us narrow-minded. They want to keep us so focused because we're so hopeless and so helpless. They want to keep us so focused that we have no out, it's just narrow-minded. And they want to control even that tunnel of what is acceptable. They want to control how our minds are looking at it. And that's all in the programming. Like yesterday, it's just so ridiculous. When, a commercial comes on and every single person in the commercial, you can't tell if it's a boy or a girl. It's like, okay, give me a fucking break. This is not just by accident. This is an agenda. You're pushing something on me. Why are you pushing this on me? What's it about? Just like I've said before in the movies, where every single couple is a biracial couple. I don't know very many biracial couples in the world. They're creating this thing, whatever it is. Like, if it's okay, say like they put in the biracial couple and they've got all their messaging that they're bringing into us and showing us. It's like their virtue signaling programming the whole time. And then so the way they do it in the verbiage and the way that they word things and make people like, they have a way of making somebody who has a certain outlook look super foolish, where you don't want to be that. You want to be along with these people. Well, they create this fucking cattle mentality by making us all think, well, we're going to be bullied if we're not just like them. We got to just fit in. It's like, no, it's the exact opposite you want to do. You want to just fucking fly your freak flag, be you, 100% you. Don't give a fuck what anybody thinks. So yeah, they're putting on these people where you can't tell. And then it's like, yeah, who gives a fuck? But why are you putting it on the show? Why are you pushing this agenda? And, they don't need to, they're trying to tell us like we're such simpletons. We need to have them tell us how society needs to be, because we all need to just don't claim a gender. That's bad. Ugh. And don't, anti-roles. Nobody should have any roles. You shouldn't have any expectation of, like if you get together with somebody, then, you shouldn't expect that they're going to do any kind of, like I knew so many girls when I was younger and I was married to somebody who could do a lot of stuff. They could fix a car, they could fix anything that broke, they could build a wall, all sorts of stuff like that. And there was all these women and they were married to these guys who couldn't do anything. Nothing. They had to hire people out all the time, and they would always be like, man, I wish my husband could do something. And it's weird because I feel like that they have kind of, they wanted to get that to be in our society. They want it to be where that there is, you have to rely on somebody else. You can't do stuff for yourself. Because before, when people were independent and stuff, you did everything for yourself. And when you did need somebody, you would do trading and stuff for them. You know, people were a lot more independent. This whole creation of this, you know, society of this dependence and division and anger and all of that is all just this created false, you know, it's all created. And, but I think I've said a bunch of things that kind of like all kind of jammed into each other, because the expectation thing, I was going to say something else, but it just, at the same time I was going to say it, it crossed my mind, because when I was talking about time, and I say, you know, don't have an expectation, because then you're limiting yourself. But see, that's the thing about how certain words, they just, you know, are just manipulated kind of, because there is, well, you can't have expectation that, you know, you're going to marry a woman who was taught to sew, you know, and that used to be 100%. If you married a woman, what, like, I don't even know, 20 years ago, 30 years ago. Let's see, when would it have really, because when I was in school, they taught, like, there was things to prepare you more for life. They would teach like woodworking. It was mostly just be boys. Not very many girls wanted to go in and do those saws. Boys wanted to. And it wasn't like they weren't letting the girls. And some boys went into home ec. Not a whole bunch, you know, but some, you know, and I'm sure it benefited them greatly in life, because there was a lot of boys who didn't learn how to cook and stuff. But, you know, there was more of a teaching us how to take care of ourselves and stuff before. And you could be more reliant on, like, this person, like, you know, a girl was taught these things, and so I'm taught these things, and together we'll come together and we'll have all this knowledge. But see how it's kind of been broken down like that? So it is like they want to cause division in family. They want to cause us to have no gender specific roles. They don't want us to have any thing where we even claim a gender. And they have all these people, like I've been seeing so many videos now of people who have transitioned now, who are video blogging it to transition back, you know, and it's been such a huge part of the agenda, this whole trans thing, you know, to give up your reproductive abilities. And that's what they want. They don't want us to be, they want us to have to go to labs, you know, so they can manipulate it. And that's one thing that my daughter's boyfriend was talking about too, is some new show on Netflix. And it was showing about something with the DNA got messed up because of an illness or something like that. And people started coming out of these weird hybrids and stuff. And one thing about all of that too is that when I was talking to him, I said, you know, people, because one thing I've been seeing a lot of coming across my feed, which I have no idea why, but all of these weird kind of things, like I think it's called I was born different or something like that. And so all of the things are anomalies of physical anomalies with these people, like born with no nose, born like all these strange things. And so to me, what it is, you know, if we can't accept one another, you know, because so many people can't even accept somebody who is anything different than them. They are so weird about like the outside shell and stuff like that. So there's so much of that kind of stuff that then they don't, hold on just a second, because now I just lost track of what I was saying. Okay, so then they don't, okay, hold on. What was I talking about? So, okay, so if you can't accept other people's differences like that, like of how they look and stuff, then how in the world would we ever be able to accept aliens and stuff? Because they all look different. Not everybody looks like us. A human, we look this way because there's other reasons. Like we have two eyes because of things that we need to be able to see on this planet, and our airwave, like, and the reason we have this many fingers and toes and stuff, it's all by design, by your environment. So on all these different planets, all these different people are all very much different. And, you know, I talk about like the difference with the DNA and stuff. So, you know, like this little girl being born without one of these things right here, you know, flattens her face there, gives her more of an appearance of, say, some other kind of alien, because some of them aren't born with noses because they don't need them for their airwaves or something. Some don't have to breathe air. Some absorb energy and stuff. Like there's all different ways. It's by our atmosphere and our environment, as you know, why we are the way we are, and the DNA and stuff. And besides here, we've got a lot of DNA from a lot of different beings, and we've been having our DNA manipulated with because we're a science project. And but that's the thing, and until we can all just accept everybody's differences, how are we going to say that we are ready for more advanced relationships with beings that look different than us, you know? So I just thought it's kind of weird how all of this stuff keeps coming up. Like I'm not looking this stuff up, and all of a sudden I'm just getting all this stuff, and the shows are coming out about it. And you know, that's the thing, because it is the universe is doing this. Like there's the stuff that is so magical, and how things are playing out is so on purpose. So yeah, all of these things to create conversation, to create people to think about things in a certain way, it is guiding us to prepare us, because we are going to be interacting with a lot of other beings here coming up really soon. And, you know, people have to be prepared, and people have to understand, you know, biology somewhat. And, you know, all of this stuff that's been going on with this illness and stuff, it gets people to like quote like science, but they don't even understand science. Anybody can tell them like, well, this is science, and this is science. And they'll be like, oh, okay, well, this is science, this is science, this is science. And you go, no, it's not. I've looked up, I've read about this, and this isn't. Well, you're crazy. What are you talking about? You just read fake stuff. I was like, oh my gosh, this is just, it's just nuts. But anyways, I go back to the show. So when somebody writes it, you know, and they get this information, it can be something that's being foretold to us, a possibility, or something to wake us up or something, right? So when, you know, that book gets out there, because a lot of artists and stuff, people who are writers, or all different kinds of creators, are more, you know, that they have to go into a certain kind of headspace to get their, what is that called? It's to get their, you know, the thing that motivates them, the thing that sparks them. And so a lot of it is done in kind of meditation or something. And it may not even be meditation where it's like, I'm going to go meditate. It can be like you go into meditation a lot of times without even knowing it. It's not that hard to go into it, but there's so much hype about it. But it's a lot easier than what you think. But so people go into some type of meditative state and they get their information and then they have to translate it and they have to put it out there. And but then the media who chooses to get the information out there, see, they are the controllers who are manipulating. So then they will use the information to manipulate us, and they have all these scientists and stuff that understand our brain waves and frequencies and sounds and water and all the stuff that humans are just beginning to wake up to. There's people who already know how it works, and they've been using that to get us to be programmed and to understand things in a certain way. And not only that, to direct us to use our energy to create this certain way. So right now, they wanted us to go in this certain direction. And it's out there. Like, there's a lot of shows out there showing what it is that was our future if we wouldn't have woke up. But, that wasn't, it was never going to be that way, because this is cosmic. It was always going to be an awakening. It was always going to be a transition. There was always going to be a finality to that circuit, because it's a circuit of an age is a circuit of the astrology chart. It's got to go through every position, just like in life. And you have to go through all these different perspectives in life to have a deeper understanding, to broaden yourself as a conscious being. So anyways, I know I said a bunch of stuff in that one too. Hopefully there was some stuff in my weird way of talking that made sense, or can plant a seed for somebody so that they can share their ideas. Tell me what you think about some of this stuff. And just be aware. Like when I was saying yesterday about my mom, she was just watching these all the time, and now she's seeing, it's not for her mental health. She has to turn it off and go away from it. And that is for everybody. Everybody needs to turn off the programming, however it's getting to you, and focus on yourself. And all of this stuff is going to end. I know there's a lot of people who are very, very attached to it right now. They need to see it end to get to the next part. Like I want to see it end so bad, so bad. I'm so beyond ready. I never, ever would have thought it would be June 2021 and we still have not had it happen. It's crazy. But anyways, this stuff is all going to happen. It's going to happen no matter what, because it's a cosmic thing. This is bigger than all of us, bigger than our politics, bigger than everything. The whole universe is involved. So, just rest assured that stuff is happening. Stuff is being, it's going to be disclosed. It's all the information is going to be out there. People are going to wake up. People are going to start understanding what's going on. People are going to get more centered and more in touch with themselves. There is going to be, some more stuff that people have to go through, more painful things. There's still going to be people who are going to die because everything is like, when someone dies in a family, that catalyst event causes so many other happenings in other people's lives that it is going to wake up certain things. And, we can all think like it's horrible and horrifying and, oh my gosh, people are dying and stuff like that. But that's because we think death is the end. Death is just, stage right. They just left stage right. They're still on the side. They're still out there. They're still cheering you on. They're still right there. Nobody's gone forever. Nobody has left you forever. They're all just right there, And once you leave the stage, you'll be back with them, and then you'll all start planning, what are we going to do next? And then you'll, find some planet, some place out there that has some experience that you guys want to go in and play it out. And then you may go in and play it out, all playing all different roles to play it out, I mean, to go through one session maybe takes 10,000 years in what we consider time now. But it's also the flash of an eye. So, yeah, just remember, nobody's gone forever. They're all right there with you. You can connect with them at any time, and that doesn't mean you're crazy. It doesn't make you crazy because you feel your dead relatives around. It means that you are aware. So, anyways, just, focus on you and focus on your healing and growth. Do the best you can to turn off the programming and just let it go, let God, because it's happening. And the more that we all connect on our spiritual level, that brings us more together in unified collective. So, and it brings us out of this angry, the most that we can all do is just keep trying to work on transmuting that angry energy into healing and stuff, because I don't know, I want to be able to get out of the house, go out and drive and feel safe. And I mean, every day there's a mass shooting somewhere now, and it's just crazy out there. But no matter what, no matter when it's going to end, we have a great future ahead of us, and it's going to be fun, and we're going to have a great time rebuilding and building what we want without the overseers controlling us. It's going to be fantastic. So anyways, have a great day, and I'll talk to you later.